Hi, everyone. Hello and welcome to the second day of the GLF Acts. I am Camille Rivera, the Wetland Restoration Steward, and on behalf of the Global Landscapes Forum and Youth in Landscapes Initiative, I welcome you all for the GLF Acts Unveiling the Restoration Alliances session.
Hi, Camille. Hello, everyone. Happy to be back here with you all. My name is Sunday, and I'm part of GLF Yaoundé chapter. After yesterday's session, in which we discovered what the GLF actors on the ground have been doing during the past year, today we will explore what is next. We will hear from current and new members of the Restoration Alliance, what they are at and what they are planning to do for the coming years in the landscape. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, the Restoration Alliance brings together community-led and action-oriented groups within the GLF, whether that's by planting trees, recovering coral reefs, connecting stakeholders, or creating a local community. The Restoration Alliance represents the frontline actions of GLF that work towards scaling the sustainability of landscape around the world and contribute to global efforts under the UN Decade on Ecosystem Restoration.
Exactly, Sunday. And yesterday, we have found out the new GLF chapters. And congratulations to GLF Yaoundé, GLF Ibadan, GLF Balku, GLF Kambe, and others who will also hear more from today. In addition to that, as you might know, during the GLF Africa, we invited young restorers from all over the world to apply and join the 2022 Restoration Stewards program. Today, we will announce the names of the young professionals and students who have been selected to join the Restoration Stewards program 2022.
Oh, wait a second, Camille. So you will replace?
I know, but thank you for your concern, Sunday. Well, technically, the Restoration Stewards program is a one-year program. So yes, there will be another amazing person representing the Wetland Restoration Steward. However, I will always be a part of the Restoration Alliance. Now, I would not want to create further suspense among our participants who are here today and who are listening, and I would love to leave the floor to John Colmy, the GLF Managing Director, who will announce the selected 5 Restoration Stewards.
Hello, everyone. You know, I think back when we first founded GLF in 2013, almost 8 years ago at the COP in Warsaw on a snowy day. And we've done some amazing things. GLF, as the community, has done incredible things. It had huge outcomes. But one of the most important things, the things I'm most proud of, is the Restoration Steward program and the potential it has. It just came out of nowhere. The youth came up with it. It's fantastic. Because we can reach 1 billion people as we have. We can have these huge conferences, but change happens with individuals and change happens on the ground. And what we've seen so far with the first group, and Camille, we're never going to let you leave. You'll always be part of GLF. And we look for other ways to bring you in. Maybe we give you a chapter to take forward. And Sunday, fantastic to have you on board. The real excitement for GLF going forward is on the ground with stewards and chapters. But wow, Restoration Stewards, incredible. Just outstanding, amazing people. And it's really the soul of GLF and what we always hoped we would find and become. But on this time, we've received on the latest applications for the Restoration Stewards, we had 250 outstanding applications from 55 countries. These are amazing people and doing amazing things. And it wasn't easy. And we've got to thank ECRAF and C4, WWF, and Isimo Ayufro, who reviewed all of these applications carefully, along with our own teams. And it wasn't easy. They were very, very good people. They were always doing great things. So we're hoping if those of you that weren't accepted for this one, don't give up and always look for a way to come back into GLF or be part of GLF, then we will welcome you and support you and give you everything we have. What I do want to say is it's our great honor to announce the 2022 Restoration Stewards across 5 very important ecosystems. So I'm now going to hand it over to Anna, who's been the leader on this program, and we just can't say enough. I just, it's just, great. Thank you.
Thank you so much, John. And yes, I'm really excited to announce the next group of Restoration Stewards from next year. And I will not keep the suspense any longer, and I will get us started. So for the forest ecosystem, the winner of the Restoration Steward program is Dinora Gabriela from El Salvador. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
For the drylands ecosystem, our selected Restoration Steward is Adrian Leitero from Kenya. Congratulations, Adrian.
Congratulations.
For peatlands, our selected Restoration Steward is Eka Kayaningrum from Indonesia. Congratulations, Eka. For oceans, our selected Restoration Steward is Hidayah Halid from Malaysia. Congratulations, Hidayah. And last but not least, for the mountain ecosystem, our selected Restoration Steward is Sergio Esteban from Colombia. So well done, all of you. We can't wait to start working together with you all. And we're really, really happy to create this connection between old Restoration Stewards, how John said, we'll never let you go, guys, and new Restoration Stewards and everybody who's out there doing amazing restoration work on the ground. So thanks to you all, and thanks for giving us this space. And we wish you a great continuation of the session. Back to you, Camille and Sunday.
Thank you so much, Anna. Thank you so much, John. That was excellent message, John. Change is on the ground. Thank you so much. I cannot wait to get to meet these change makers. And as a matter of fact, I was told we have a wonderful video that will introduce us to the 2022 Restoration Stewards that John has just presented. Okay, now I want to pass on the mic to my friend, Camille.
Thank you, Sunday. Yes, as what John said, congratulations to actually all the participants or who won the Restoration Stewards, but also to those who didn't win. Don't give up, still be part of GLF, volunteer, and who, like, let's say you will be the next Restoration Steward. So just be there and do all the restoration work that you can. So as a Restoration Steward myself, I would like to personally congratulate you all. So the program actually has given me the opportunity to do more restoration on the ground and partner with local governments, which is otherwise really hard to do because of lack of financing in grassroots restoration. Other than financing, it opened doors for very amazing mentors who are experts in their field and open connections for our organization. And lastly, mainstream our work to other international organizations.
Excellent, Camille. This is great to hear from you. Well, without further ado, as we said earlier, today is going to be about what is next, or better, who is next. So allow me to invite our speakers to the floor. We are lucky to have with us Sergio from Colombia, the newly announced Mountain Restoration Steward, and Umo from GLF OU. Sergio, you're welcome.
Hi, thank you. So happy
Hello,
to be here.
Oh,
thank you, Sunday. Yeah.
So happy to have you here. So,
my pleasure.
Oh, so nice. So before we start, would you like to, both introduce yourself, tell us where do you come from, and how do you feel now as the new Restoration Stewards and the GLFX chapter? So we start with Shall we start with you?
Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Umo. I'm from Akwa Ibom State in Nigeria. I'm an environmentalist and a conservation biologist of over 20 active and selfless service. I've been able to transverse through the public, the corporate, and the private sector. And we are excited and we feel really fulfilled to have a GLFX in Uyo, Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you, MM. So nice to have you here. And
Thank
Sergio,
you.
the floor is yours.
Thank you. I am really happy to be here, and it's a pleasure to be the restoration steward. I'm from Colombia. I'm 30 years old. I'm ecologist, and well, I am passionate about forest restoration, and I hope to do and increase my impact with this restoration steward. Thank you.
Thank you, Sergio. And considering that today's conference is on the topic of food, I have a question for you both. How do you think restoration can positively impact our food systems? And how are your projects connected at all with the topic of food? Or are your projects connected at all with the topic of food? Sergio, let's start with you.
Yes. Well, forest restoration, we have to think first that we are human, and that one of the most important thing that we need is food. So in this aspect, the forest restoration is an opportunity to increase the benefits and to give more food to the people, to the community, and not think only in the trees and the forest, but also in the agro ecosystem. That is where most of the people are in this moment in the planet. So it's my point of view.
Great, thank you so much.
Okay.
Do you have anything to add? Are your projects connected to the topic of food too?
Yeah, thank you. Our project is directly connected to food. And I know that food systems and deforestation interlink. So our initiative, the Born Greener project, has prioritized the aspect of food in our activities. For instance, we have ensured that we make provision for the indigenous people who, for the past 10 to 15 years, have been linked to the deforestation of our core sites, the focus of our project. That's the Stop Streak Reserve in Nigeria, which is one of the highly degraded forest reserve we have in the country. And we have ensured that provision is made to provide fruit trees for them to plant free of charge, agroecology, agroforestry, and alternative livelihood, sort of livelihood activity program is being put in place and will commence soon. And we are considering the production of honey, that's apiculture, first for the women group, the most identified user group in the forest. And by so doing, we believe with an alternative and with the supply of fruit trees, which within a few years would heal, then there will be less pressure in our forests, and there will be food sustainably provided for the communities around the forests.
Wow, that was a really nice answer, MM. And I really love the point that you said that the deforestation and the food are interlinked, and having them both, you know, the basic necessity, like Sergio said, that, you know, everyone needs food. And so this is what we need. We need to restore the forest, we need to restore fruit trees. So it's amazing, both of you, what you're doing. And as we have entered the United Nations Decade on Ecosystem Restoration, my question is, how do you think that the United Nations Decade on Ecosystem Restoration can support the efforts of young people in restoration? So, MM, would you like to start us off?
Thank you once again. The United Nations Ecosystem Restoration Decade actually started with the launch of the World Environment Day 2021, and it will spread through to the next 10 years. So my take is that the youth should have a say in the UN program, which of course I've heard about the Youth Task Force program, the United Nations Youth Task Force program. And I want to say that the United Nations should, as a matter of priority, engage the youth in educational program and see how they can select those of them passionately engaging in restoration efforts. I would like to say that as a youth, I actually did my very best, and I wasn't really identified for the work I've been doing for the past years. But then, I had been engaged in, sustainably employed, and I had to just put in my resources and keep my work going. And that way, I'm here today. The GLF has like showcased my work to the whole world. So other youth here, clap there, other youth may not be able, they may not really have that opportunity. They may not have the resources to push their work on their own. So that's where the UN should come to organize programs, bring the youth in, and see how they can select those that are passionate, those that are dedicated, and selflessly tied to restoration efforts globally. Thank you.
Thank you, I really love, what you said about, back in the days that the youth doesn't have the space, even in my time. So we didn't have space, even if we do so many things, we're not mainstreamed, and this is how GLF was able to push us in our work and mainstream our work. And really, that's a good point to engage the youth, find those who are dedicated, find those who are selected, and really capacitate them and give them education programs so that they will be given resources to do more restoration work. So also, Sergio, would you like to add anything from MM's response?
Yes, of course. Well, I think that this decade have created a space where the forest restoration is really important. You can see that nowadays there are many projects in all the countries. The government give money to the forest restoration. So this decade gives resources that can be invested in the forest restoration. But first, we have to be careful on how we are investing these resources, and thus we have the knowledge of the important person and an association that teach us the correct way to restore the ecosystem. So it's an opportunity that we have, and is that what I think.
Thank you so much, Sergio. And I think you are very right here. There's always this issue of, are we making sure that the resources are going to the right persons? Because that is how we'll be able to actually create this impact, when we're able to put resources at the disposal of the right person, at the right persons. Thank you so much for that. So moving on, we would love to hear a little bit more about your projects. What will be in the next year, the two main elements without which your projects could not be carried out. Sergio, you have the floor.
Yes, thank you, Sunday. Well, about my project here in Colombia, nowadays we have planted 70,000 trees and working with 30 farmers, and we want to expand our project to continue educating people in the correct way of how we can restore the ecosystem, but not only think in the ecosystem, but also think in the birds that are involved in the project, and endemic and birds that are in danger of extinction here. And well, in this context, I want to underscore that the birds are really important to call the attention of the person to restore the ecosystem. So I want, and the project also want to to highlight the importance of the birds in the forest restorations.
Amazing. What about you, MM?
Thank you. In a nutshell, I'll just have to introduce the GLF Uyo project, the Ibom-Greener project. Ibom-Greener project has to do with the name of my state, Akwa Ibom State. And the reason being that in my state, Nigeria, we have, in a way, played down on conservation programs, sustainable conservation activities. And I have to say this again, I had to resign from most of my engagements, my jobs, well-paid jobs, to ensure I just take up something on my own to see how I could contribute to conservation work in my state. So Ibom-Greener project actually came up and was inaugurated in the year 2019 to mark the 32nd anniversary of Akwa Ibom State here in Nigeria. And our target is a reserve, once known as a biodiversity hotspot. And for over 10, 15 years, I've been monitoring and I've discovered that there is no sustainable management activity going on in the reserve. So we had to concentrate on that. So it's the focus of our reserve. And the purpose is to restore the degraded area and manage the entire ecosystem, the forest ecosystem and landscapes, participatorily engage the indigenous people. And from 2019 to date, it's been wow. And we've had more results. Recently, we just came on board as a GLF chapter, and within 1 month, the publicity has been, multiplied, and the effect too is, you're laughing because you know it, the effect too is mind-blowing. Because as I speak now, we have 23 dedicated and selfless core team members in the GLF Uyo chapter. And we had to go on the activities we have, create awareness so that people that had forgotten about conservation would start knowing what conservation is all about and why we should all embrace conservation in Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria. So we were to create awareness, we've done that, and we're still on it. We have also identified the need to have a place where we can do our nursery operations, establish a nursery for 20 species, 10,000 species of the native, 10,000 species of the mangrove species, and kickstart the actual work of restoring the degraded forests in Akwa Ibom State. We've done this, and we've also done the community dialogue, community consultation, where the clan head, one of the main traditional rulers in one of the communities, had signed up willingly. He's an environmentalist as well, and we didn't know. We got there, and he's engrossed in our work. He's coming and signed up as a GLF chapter member actively. And one thing he did, which I want to really thank the GLF for, because it's the publicity we've gotten that has gotten us most of the results we're getting. He actually donated a big office space as a field GLF, first GLF field office for the GLF Uyo chapter in order for us to carry out our work efficiently. He also donated a 2,000 square meter area to help do the operations relating to nursery and raising of our seedlings. So it's a whole lot we have in place for the Uyo chapter initiative, and we've had much results so far. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, MM. You've tackled a lot of things like doing community dialogues, you created nursery, and it's amazing that we now know what you're doing. And even with Sergio tackling on biodiversity, both of you are actually tackling or touch upon the biodiversity aspect of restoration, which is so important right now. So thank you so much with that, MM. So lastly, we are very curious to know how this program will support your project and where do you see yourself in 1 year? So of course, sometimes ideas change. So feel free to just say what you already have now in plans. And yeah, so let's start with MM. Yeah. The floor is yours.
Okay, we actually have plans, like I earlier mentioned briefly. Our set goals. One set goal is to enhance the restoration of Stops Creek Forest Reserve in Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria, and to see the upgrade to a national park, the first national park in Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria. We don't have a national park in my state, and my state is known not to be well connected with conservation work and activities. So we have lost endemic species. We've lost flagship species, and especially in that forest reserve. And this has affected not just the forest ecosystem, but also livelihoods. Because like the mangrove part of that reserve, where the microhabitat for aquatic species had been degraded and livelihoods has been lost. So we are looking at having the alternative livelihood program, like I said, and the first option to go with is the apiculture. We plant up the degraded places. We dialogue with the state government in collaboration with other stakeholders, the National Park Service in Nigeria, and the indigenous people. And we all agree, and we move on to announce that the Stops Creek forest ecosystem has been upgraded, has been conserved, is being sustainably managed, and we have our Stops Creek proposed Stops Creek National Park. That's our main plan, and it's a whole lot of activities. So I don't have the time to say it all, but that's just our target. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I hope and I wish you good luck with creating that national park. And how about you, Sergio? Could you also share about your project and what you see yourself in 1 year, and any plans in the future for the Restoration Steward?
Yes, of course. Well, 1 year is a short term, but I think that the first thing that I think is to plant more trees. But I also think that a scientific formation that I have is also important to monitoring all these hectares of forest and the planted trees that we have already put in the soil. So I want to involve more students, more young people to monitoring and to create more models to restore ecosystem. And in 1 year, I also want to prove different models of forest restoration in different ecosystems. I want to teach and to share my knowledge also through scientific publication, through different ways that show all the results that we have reached with the project. It's really important that the community and that the people that want to replicate the project that have some point that are really successful can know how we made it and recreate the project in other parts of Colombia and Latin America also. So for me, it's that in 1 year, and that's it.
That was excellent, Sergio. Thank you both so very much. And congratulations once more.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was a wrap for day 2 of GLF Acts, Unveiling the Restoration Alliance. We hope you enjoyed our surprises and learned from the Restoration Stewards and GLF chapters as much as we did, and that you are inspired to keep being stewards of your landscape.
Yes, thank you, Sunday. So really congratulations and welcome to the GLF Restoration Alliance. Before closing, we would like to invite you to tune in again tomorrow at 1:15 to 2 p.m. GMT to explore together with donors and funding partners how to bridge the finance gap between small projects and financial flows. So that's it for today, guys. See you tomorrow again. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sunday.
Thank you, Camille. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.